Hello and welcome back to my F1 2021 PPR Tier 3 League Racing Series. If you missed any of the previous episodes, go check them out in the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens. But looking at the championship, after 7 rounds of this season, after the Japanese Grand Prix, we are currently 4th in the running. 63 points, quite a bit off of the championship contenders as we stand. There's still a fair few races to go, but this is my first season of League Racing, so we're not expecting to win the championship this season. But in the constructors, we have dropped the ball a little bit. We're a little bit far off, but you know, there's still a lot of races to go. I have got a solid teammate now in Marken. We work well together, and potentially if we can get some solid results, we might be able to get up there. But let's watch on board with the hot lap from Imola for round 8 of PPR Tier 3. The heart rate monitor is on once again. TJD getting out of the way there, down in towards turn 1, braking as the curb sort of starts, using as much of the curbs as you dare. A little bit too risky over on the grass on the left-hand side. It's not been the cleanest start to the lap so far as we head into this very fast left, then right. You have to nail this section of the track because it's so easy to run out wide, invalidate, or even go into the gravel. Just kissing the apex on the inside there, letting the car run out wide and using the higher gears on acceleration. Look at that, already about a 10.5 up on our previous best lap time. Throw it through the left-hander, but don't run out too wide. We compromise a little bit, lose a little bit of time, but we keep it on track. We don't get invalidated through the right-hander. One of the worst corners on the track on this game, especially with an esports sort of setup, because you're so slippery through there. Now through the very tricky chicane, taking as much curb as you can get away with. We're about half a tenth up on our previous best lap time, currently 7th in the standings, heading down into the final couple of corners now. Hard on the brakes, into the left, try and get the car. It just really likes to understeer through this corner, short shift into 5th and get the acceleration, and we're going to gain about 1/10 on our lap time here as we come across the line and set a 1:14.8, which was good enough to just about get us there in the top 10. So an improvement on qualifying in recent races for myself, but unfortunately not where I want to be. But only 4 tenths off of the leaders. So it is an improvement. It is an improvement. It's just very, very competitive in this field. You've got Jim Wong 2 tenths up the road, but then it's very close between the rest of the field. And now we're going to be going into the race strategy looking like it's going to be softs to start with. And then they've got hard selected, but we're going to see maybe mediums will be the better. But looks like a few drivers are on the hard tyres. So maybe a soft to hard strategy is the way to go for today. But the formation lap getting underway, starting in P10. We've got Dark behind us on hard tyres. Now, he is one of my championship rivals. Someone trying to hunt me down in the standings. Sandy Baggy as well down there as the lights are coming on. It's 5 red lights here in Imola, and we go racing. We're underway, and it's a pretty decent start. Not too bad, not amazing. We don't really gain on anybody, although Rickett gets a slow second stage. You get forced onto the grass. We decided to back out of that one. It's very early doors. We do not want to break our front wing as Ferrari just goes crazy. There's a bit of ghosting going on at the moment. Carnage galore, and Alpine's gone. 2 Mercedes are gone. TJD going slowly as well. We've up into P9. We've gained a couple of positions there as I think we get a warning for track limits maybe, or collision or something like that. Not too sure what happened, but safety car has now been deployed, and Weasel Albon, a drive-through penalty must have been for jumping the start. So that's surely the only reason. I don't think he would have got one that quickly for forgetting about the delta on the safety car. So not sure why he's got that, but good news for me. A drive-through penalty will put him really far back, especially as he's going to have to serve it straight after this safety car period. He's only going to have 3 laps after the safety car period. There's a few drivers coming into the pits now. We are deciding not to. Of course, we're on the soft tyres. Yeah, we could possibly come into the pits and maybe go onto hard tyres, but even then, it's not really the best strategy. We haven't really burnt these soft tyres yet, so we want to utilise the soft tyres when we can. Through the last corner now, we're going to be underway any moment. Not too sure who's leading the train, but probably going to be Jim Wong in this race as we get a good launch, but then have to back off because I was scared I was going to overtake TJD before I was allowed. Now we tuck back in the slipstream. Use that ERS. There's so many cars going wheel to wheel with each other right now. We're not too sure whether we want to send it. We have a little look up the inside TJD. We can see that he wasn't really going to leave me enough room, but we now go round the outside of turn 2, inside of turn 3. Great wheel to wheel racing between myself and the AlphaTauri. I have 256 having a look up my inside, but up the inside there, even though you've got the inside line, you compromise yourself for the second part. It's not really a wide drives overtake to sort of stick your nose in up the inside, so we decide against it. Heart rate now 156. We get a huge send up the inside there from 256. We give him the room. We see it coming. We give him the room, and then he just doesn't really commit to the overtake, and we hold on to P7 for the time being. Now again, behind TJD and Davey Lee having this little spicy battle in towards the corner, and again TJD this time having to back out from going for that overtake. A little moment from him. We're going to go round the outside if we can. We can't do that, and that opens the door perfectly for 256 just to have a little sniff up the inside. He's now going to get the inside line into this next corner. We go wheel to wheel through the left. We're going to give him the space on the outside. He doesn't really give me the room. We have to back out of that, and luckily for us, because we lifted off, we do not get a warning, but good overtake there for 256 up the inside. I was a little bit frustrated at the time. I thought he didn't really give me enough room, but at the end of the day, it was a good send from him, and the heart rate was high. You know, frustrations are high when you're racing, and you always don't really say what you want to say. You look back at it and you're like, do you know what? Actually, it wasn't that deep. But yeah, it's definitely a very stressful moment here so far in PPR in this Imola race, but we're looking to come into the pit lane now. A lot of drivers into the pits, so the safety car has been deployed once again. Second safety car of the race, and we are only on lap 7 out of 32. So currently on the soft tyres, and we're going to be pitting for a brand new set of medium tyres. So onto the mediums, not going on to the hards till the rest of the race, going on to the mediums, because there is potentially the sign of wet weather coming at the end of the race. You probably saw it on the race strategy. I completely missed that, so sorry about that. But there is rain coming at the end of this race. So potentially we're going to be, going on to these medium tyres, holding out until the rain comes. So we get a fantastic safety car restart compared to TJD. We're going to go to just sort of block off the left-hand side for Dirk Chocolate. We're going to stop him from having a little look up the inside there as TJD holding it around the outside. And it's a great move from TJD, but we get the inside line and then get it sorted up the inside through the second part of the corner. Davey Lee and TJD having again another little battle behind us, and it looks like this time TJD comes off better. And actually, Davey Lee, one of our championship rivals, or one of the championship rivals, as Rickert is in the wall ahead of us. That's a free position up to P8. But yeah, Davey Lee, one of the championship contenders behind us. That's good news for us. We've got to see what happens to Jim Wong, because if we can gain on those guys, then we can maybe get back into the championship fight. As the two ahead, F-Sane VII takes out, I think that was 256, those two coming together. And that's good news for me. Up to P6 now. Now hunting down DM Guy. We got the DRS. We're going to be using our ERS all the way down in towards turn 1. The only real overtaking opportunity. Slipstream is just so powerful down here. We're going to go up the inside, have a little look on DM Guy. Late on the brakes. Absolutely send it. But DM Guy, what a switchback. What a switchback there from DM Guy. We now go up the inside, but again, not really the smartest overtaking opportunity. So we decide to back out of that, wait for another day as we lick our wounds, because we got absolutely, our pants were pulled down in front of us there. DM Guy with a great switchback maneuver, mugging us off and retaking that 5th place. I've got a round of applause for that one, because that was fantastic. But again, in the slipstream, this time we've got Arturo, and he looks like he's going for a little move on Sandy Baggy ahead as we go down in towards turn 1 again. Late on the brakes, but too late this time, as Arturo was backing out from overtaking Sandy Baggy whilst we were going for the send on DM Guy, and it's just all communications not really working there between the two of us, and unfortunately it's front wing damage for us in this race on lap 14 out of 32. Unfortunately, holding up the McLaren there of Alex Budd, but nothing really we can do. We're trying to let these guys through because we are on the comms there with the McLaren guys. I don't really want to hold them up and ruin their race. We are going to have to come back into the pits. We've got front wing damage, and it's not looking good for us at this stage of the race. Going to be running really, really slowly here on lap 14, praying for some sort of safety car to come out. Otherwise, it is going to be potentially the first race this season that we don't score points. Dirk Chocolate now overtaking us. He's got a 3-second time penalty, but I don't think that's going to worry us too much, because we're going to be really dropping down the field. Dirk Chocolate is going to be very happy about that one, beating me in this race, and it really throws our strategy out the window, because we're going to have to pit for maybe a set of medium tyres again. Ideally, we'd like to go for the softs, as it looks like somebody behind us, I'm furious, the Haas, got very close behind us, maybe braking a lot late. He's actually retired from the race, as has 256. And a safety car has come out, which is absolutely absolutely saved us. Now, we didn't mean to do that. We didn't brake check him or anything. We had to go slowly because we have front wing damage. Maybe that just caught them out a little bit. And the new front wing being put on now. We're going to go to a set of soft tyres. So really hammer in those laps until we need to go on to, hopefully, the intermediate tyres when the wet weather comes. But go for the last corner now, catching back up to the safety car queue. Thankfully, the safety car is not in this lap, and we can go again. It's a lifesaver for us because we were in a very tricky situation. Alex Budd now coming into the pits for a set of soft tyres as well. So that moves me up into P12. And look at it. Look what's happened. It's got a little bit darker. The clouds are forming. And the rain could be well on its way as the safety car will be coming in this lap. We're going to see what we can gain on the safety car restart. We've got Rickett ahead. We've got Lewis in the Haas as well. Alex Budd behind me. Lewis has an 8-second time penalty. Everyone looks very close together. Up ahead again, we're not really going to risk things on this safety car restarts. Alex goes for a huge send up the inside. Lewis goes slowly, and I do not know what on earth has just happened there. We've got Rickett just coming to an absolute stop. AMS Darks off the track. Davey Lee has an absolute blinder of a safety car restart, sending out everybody. So we have somebody going around the outside of us, but can't get the job done. Now we got the inside of Dirk Chocolate in towards the hairpin. I feel like maybe he's got damage somewhere as well. And we're back into the point. Somehow, out of all of that, we are back into the points paying position into P10. We've run out of ERS for the time being. Davey Lee going for the overtake on Lewis. Looks like he's got big damage on that front wing. You can see it on the left side of the end plate, completely missing. Must have been caught up in that kerfuffle of the safety car restart. Davey Lee, 3 seconds of time penalties. That's very good news for us because if we can stay within that 3 seconds of Davey Lee, then that's a free position on a championship rival as well. Weasel Albon, another championship contender, has just come together with the other championship contender. Weasel Albon's gone round. I was about to say, if we can gain on him, then that's 2 championship contenders that we've jumped, and it's just happened. It's a freebie. Davey Lee, thank you very much, has taken out another championship contender. He's dropped down the field, and we're sitting in this 3-second period of Davey Lee, as it looks like is rain forming? It looks like. I feel like I can see rain droplets on the screen. Yes, the rain is falling, and it should only be a matter of time before we go on to the intermediate tyres. I'm right behind Alex Budd at the moment. Safety car again. What's that, our 4th safety car in this race in Imola? We hardly see safety cars this season. We've got 4 in one race, so this is making things very juicy as we cut ahead now to the end of the lap, and everybody's taking that gamble. The rain is on its way. We know it's on its way, and it's raining already, so everyone's just thinking the same thing. We might as well pit for intermediate tyres, and hopefully, once the safety car has come in, it's going to be time for intermediate tyres, so everybody's making that free pit stop. So we shouldn't really gain too much unless teams are double stacking. We were double stacking because Markham was into the pits as well, but because he was so far ahead of us, it didn't really worry us too much. We're up to P6 at the time being in this race. Davey Lee double stacking with Jim Wong, getting it wrong. And he's down into P8, so we actually jumped Davey Lee there as DM Guy is behind us in P7 again on the safety car restart. And I can tell you, it is not time for intermediate tyres. The track is still dry. Despite it raining, it is not raining hard enough. The grip levels are not there. The tyres are overheating, as you can see, over 70 degrees. DM Guy goes for a big send up the inside. The heart rate is going crazy right now. 162 as Davey Lee goes for an overtake. Gives us a little nudge off the track. We weren't particularly happy with that one, but we left in the room. He probably could have left me a little bit more room on the outside as Dirk Chocolate goes for an audacious send. 172 on the heart rate monitor. Absolutely crazy. I'm surprised my heart hasn't exploded at this stage of the race, but you can just see how much we are struggling at this stage of the race. The grip levels, they just aren't there. It's not time for intermediate tyres. Everybody has made a massive mistake, and the only good thing that has come from this is that nobody's on the soft tyres. Nobody's on the dry tyres. So nobody's gaining from this mistake from everybody else as Weasel Albon into the pits, actually coming in for a set of dry tyres, realising it is not time for the wets. I'm going to get some traction on these dries and hopefully gain some positions whilst we all struggle, because the rain isn't getting worse. It's staying exactly the same at this stage of the race. We get past Efsane there, and now on the back of Alex Budd, who looks like he's got a bit of damage as well. There's a little bit of communication between us on the comms. I'm just saying, just let me go. Please let me go. And luckily, he doesn't really fight me too much. He didn't make it easy for me, but he knew he was goner at the end of the day with the damage, and obviously struggling in these conditions, as is everybody else. A few drivers doing better than others, though. Davey Lee doing a pretty good job, and also AMS Stark doing a good job as well as Jim Wong, championship contender and leader of this race, for no reason taking the gamble to go onto dry tyres. Now, if it does get worse, this is going to really backfire for him, as we get a warning there for exceeding track limits. We go off the track, and that's going to allow some drivers behind us, AMS Dark, to potentially gain on us, as Alex Budd and Arturo are having their own little fight. I'm behind the M guy now here on lap 28. Not many laps left to go in this Imola San Marino Grand Prix. Is that what we're calling it? San Marino Grand Prix. But we're right on the back of DM guy using our ERS, and DRS is still enabled, which tells you that it's not time for intermediate tyres, but it's very much on that crossover phase. So Jim Wong struggling in traffic, not making his way through, and we are up onto the podium. We are somehow in this race in P3, now on lap 31 out of 32. I've got AMS Dark all over the back of me. He's got 6 seconds of time penalties, so I'm just going to let him go. There's no point fighting him. Thank you very much, Honshu, for the bits there in the Twitch stream. Remember, if you want to watch these races live, Wednesdays at 8 PM over on my Twitch channel, link in the description. As we let AMS Dark through, because he's got 9 seconds of penalties. If we can stay in that penalty region, then we're going to be happy. As Davey Lee, we are just about in his penalty window as we come around the final corner now. Run to the line. Marken wins the race. Is it going to be a 1-2? Yes, it is, for Red Bull on the podium. 1-2 for the boys. Marken, I got to take my hat off to him, because he was strategically slowing down Davey Lee at the end of that race. You know, not holding him up in a place where it was dangerous or forcing Davey Lee off the track to crash and stuff. Do you know, just taking his time to accelerate out of the corners and stuff like that. So GG to Marken, thank you very much. A great team effort, and it's the Red Bull boys on the podium. And that is going to be absolutely fantastic for our Constructors Championship, as we're trying to take on Williams, aren't we, with the Davey Lee and Jim Wong. So hopefully that's going to be good points. But looking at the final classification now, Marken, 25 points, myself in second with 18. Efsane making it onto the podium as well, and Davey Lee unfortunately dropping down there into P4. DM guy down in P5 as well. Good solid race for him. Alex Budd and Dirk Chocolate both in the points. So Alex Budd, after getting, I think, his first points last time out. Oh, no, actually, I think that is Alex Budd's. That is Alex Budd's first points this season, and he's got 8. So great job for him. Dirk Chocolate, 6 points as well. So good day for McLaren. Looking at the Drivers' Championship now and what that means for us. 81 points. We close up to Weasel. We close up to Jim Wong. And you know what? We're still not out of the championship contention. We have gained some good points here today. We're about 30-ish points off, so it still needs a miracle to get back into the championship contention. But who knows what could happen. Dirk Chocolate as well, 42 points. 40 points clear of Dirk Chocolate at this stage, so it's not looking good for him. And looking at the Constructors' Championship as well, Williams 169, we're on 158, 11 points behind now. All is to play for. That 1-2 was crucial in bringing us back into championship contention. Can we take on the Williams boys over the next 4 rounds of the championship? We will just have to wait and see. But if you have enjoyed this episode, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more of this content, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.